And
Vice President.
they have to do more
I guess it's just
justification
somebody
for
who's
the
actually
money.
directing my charge. That's Eloise Crippens in the back, and I handle this.
Yeah,
But I'd like to
yeah,
just shift the discussion, if you don't
Yeah.
mind,
Bill
away from
just said
the TMC
people don't want
degrees.
to do the paperwork in there.
If I, reading you, I think you're probably a little puzzled by the TMC degrees and the whole structure. I guess I would like to say something that if we seem to be presenting a mixed picture, and if we seem not to be talking with one voice, it's partly because we have mixed feelings about these degrees. And I think the honest answer, the honest position of the district, certainly my position, is reflected in both what Kathleen is saying and what Elizabeth is saying. On the one hand, we feel a bit like we're being forced into something that we're not entirely happy with. On the other hand, we have to be state compliant. We have to meet these percentages. There are consequences. And frankly, the future is increasingly, as much as we don't like to admit it, the future seems to be increasingly one of compliance demands on us that we really have no choice about. I was going to speak about this in other areas, but I think the transfer model degree shows it quite clearly. So if we don't seem happy and entirely, I mean, if you listen to Karen Dorr, she sounded gung-ho, everything's fine. Listen to Elizabeth, it sounds like, you know, think twice. And our position is really, yes, there, yes. So if you're a little puzzled, I'm sorry about it, but we've been puzzled ourselves for about 3 years. We have worked very hard without any singular success. We've worked very hard at the state academic senate level at plenary sessions, Don and myself, Elizabeth, and a number of others, to try to improve the transfer degrees. And I still, better optimist than I am, I still believe that these degrees can yet be improved. The 18-unit requirement for the major, for example, could be changed. But we frankly run into opposition from our faculty colleagues, our state academic senate colleagues, and so we're not of one mind as faculty. And I guess all I can say really is what we have to do then in any democratic system is try to change minds and try to get things more to our liking in time. It's going to take a little while. So what I'm supposed to talk about is actually nothing to do with the transfer degrees. I'm just going to be very brief about it. The point of a discipline committee is more than just looking at equivalencies. And I think the fact that you're here today wrestling with this TMCs is testament to that fact. We really should have you meeting on a regular basis, and I know many of you do, on a regular basis to talk about non-equivalency issues also. If you have equivalency problems, however, I would just recommend, especially if you're chairs of the department, call us. I'm at the district office 4 days a week. Eloise is there twice a week. And we can answer some questions that you might have in your hiring while you're considering a hire. That would be much more efficacious if we dealt with it at that point than waiting, have the person get hired, and then run into a problem down the line. So we're setting up kind of a hotline, but it's actually, phone is always there and we're always available, we're always glad to help. We hear from applicants quite often, applicants wanting to know whether they qualify, but that's not where we have the problem. We really have the problem sometimes with chairs hiring too quickly, not looking at the transcript carefully enough, sometimes because they really need to get the class filled quickly. And so calling us, we could probably obviate some of the concerns. In your packet, on the left side, there's a document entitled Structures and Functions of District Discipline Committees. It's a little old, and we got to rewrite it, but it's not bad. I reread it last night. I would encourage you to read through it. If your discipline committee hasn't met for a while, if you haven't elected a chair, if you're meeting just for equivalency issues, you really should look at the document. I'll come around after the break when you're working in groups and answer any questions. And there's a list on the second page of that document under subheading 2 there, conducting general discipline committee business. And they list 13 different areas that should be the concern of district discipline committees. And equivalencies is just one of the 13. So I really ask you to have a look at those. Your discussion today will be part of that. And we'll do all we can to help facilitate the meeting time, arranging meeting rooms and so forth, as need be, as we've done over the years. We'd be glad to help in this regard. Okay, I think that's really all I want to say. We're going to take a break now, and when we come back, we'll get back to the TMC. Thank you.
What time should we be back?